What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. It is the 26th day of April, and here we are sitting at about $80,000 with roughly 11 and a half hours left in the day. There's an attempt on the president's life, or at least we assume it was the president. It could have been other people too. There were a lot of important people at that correspondence dinner. I say important, important people, but for what it's worth, here we are today, the day after that, the morning after that evening. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. The president had a busy day yesterday, didn't he? He had the crypto gala luncheon event. He also had the correspondence dinner, and then I wonder if it'll pull it up here. Let's see. Get Trump. We want the Get Trump memes.com. We'll pull that up in a second, maybe. We can talk about that. Just in light of the events that took place yesterday. But let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's stay focused here, okay? We're going to get into it. I don't know if I said hit the like button, but go ahead and do that. We're moving up over the weekend, okay? The last 2 weekends in a row, we've actually moved down. Here was your Friday. Saturday, we moved up a little bit, but Sunday, we dumped down. And on this day, on Sunday, we were bullish. We said we'd come up. I wasn't expecting that we'd get a higher high, but we did throw that in as a possibility, and boom, we pumped. We had this selling off here on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, we sold off. And then here we were bullish. We actually were bullish to higher highs here this time. But bullish both times because the weekend provided such exquisite dumps. Now we're on the weekend where we're pumping a little bit, and it's just a little bit. It's not much, but the reason why we were bullish, or the reason why I was bullish at these lows, while most of the market was actually very bearish at these lows, and I was very, very bullish at these lows, is because of the CME gap that's left behind, right? Now, there are certain CME gaps. We look here, this Friday, Saturday, Sunday drop. That was a much bigger gap. That's what they call a breakaway gap, or a something like that. I always call it a breakaway gap. I think there's a more common term for it, but either way, breakthrough gap, whatever. But it's a larger gap. These gaps are not as big. Here, moving up over this weekend. Now, here's Friday, and we've moved up over the weekend instead. It makes me wonder if we will see a bearish beginning to next week. The last time that we had a red weekend, let's see, would have been back here. Yeah, back here. We had a red weekend, and we didn't move down. We actually moved up, and then we moved down back to where the weekend, right back to where. No, I'm sorry, not a red weekend. We're looking for a green weekend. My bad, not a red weekend, a green weekend. Here we had a green weekend, and on Monday we actually pumped, and then that Tuesday we dumped down, but we still have a gap down here. The time before that, over here we had a Saturday, Sunday weekend pump like this. Monday, Tuesday did pump, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we dumped down. So just because what I'm getting at here, and I know that it seems maybe confusing, or it seems like, what are you getting at? The point of this is because we moved up, maybe Monday, maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, maybe the next day, maybe over the next 2 days we move up a little bit more, maybe. But this is just another sign amidst a ton of signs that we're going to go over in this video that suggests we are about to see some downside, guys. That it's coming. Here, the official Trump meme page. Now, this is something new. Oh, what? You can't find it now. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. You can't find it now. That's interesting. I think I discovered something, guys. I don't know. Maybe it's different on the mobile than it is on the desktop. I discovered something though. I don't want to spend too much time on this because my computer is taking its sweet time. Trump Coin Club. This is it. Okay, Trump Coin Club. Has this been a thing? Has this existed before the gala event? I feel like this is new. I mean, you click apply now. I did apply. just to see if I can keep up with things, if there's anything in there. But let's just see. I was just seeing if I could gain access to the top whatever list, but nope. It's a new thing. Man, my internet is just so sad. Here we go. Yeah, register now. Leaderboard starting soon. See, like it's new. What it says is the Trump Coin Club invitation only luxury suites at the biggest sporting events in the world, private dinners, and the most elite extraordinary experiences. They're not being too uh, cryptic here, are they? I guarantee you, if you hold a certain amount of Trump coins, you're going to be invited to the FIFA World Cup in like the presidential suite, whatever it is, and other events and stuff like that. But I'm assuming it's the biggest sporting events in the world, FIFA World Cup. Anyways, in the United States this year, it just makes sense. He's the president. I don't know. It's just where my head's at. Think about it. Think about it, because if we look at this on a daily time frame, Trump's at all-time lows. Whenever it was announced that the gala event would happen, that if you're a top 300 wallet holder for Trump, we had a pump that was like this. This news hasn't really even come out yet. I don't even know. I haven't seen anybody talk about it, and it looks like it's not something that's been completely put out yet. So I'm just saying, I don't know. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Didn't mean to get that distracted with that thing, but just maybe I'll talk about it some other time in a different video. But anyways, 78K right now. Getting back to work. Sorry, getting away from meme coins. By the way, kids, if you're investing in meme coins, don't invest in meme coins. Okay, put a small amount of money in. Have fun with it. Expect to lose. If we look at this on the 1 hour time frame, if we zoom in here, I actually asked on X.com what people thought of this move, and it's relatively recent, so I'm sure I haven't had a whole lot of responses. But the question was, is this a breakout? And I think I had it on the 4 hour time frame. Yeah, is this a breakout? And hopefully the answer is obvious, that no, this is not a breakout, right? This is clearly not a breakout. There's actually not a lot of volume here at all. It is completely possible that this is a lower high from which Bitcoin descends from. I still wouldn't be surprised if overall we worked our way higher. If we worked our way to some type of slightly lower high double top, maybe a true double top, maybe a slightly higher high double top, but I'm not expecting that we're going to get a move like this coming out of this, or a move like this coming out of this. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think we're at the end of our ropes, and that we will come down, and we'll just continue to validate that as this video goes on, hopefully. 1 hour time frame, looking at the RSI, you got to the overbought zone and rejected. That's not necessarily damning, but it's not encouraging. You rejected here, had to reset. Looked like you were breaking out, but you had to reset. And maybe you were breaking out, right? You had a little bit more volume, though, to be fair. It wasn't on the weekend either. Here you rejected the overbought zone for the second time in a row, and you came down, you saw a lower low, but then you rallied up higher. Here, we haven't been getting oversold, which is definitely a positive. You kind of broke your higher low structure, but you didn't get oversold. You just maintained that neutral stance over the weekend. That's pretty normal, so that's fair. Moving up here like this, yeah, you definitely could move up a little bit higher. Just because you've rejected the overbought zone doesn't necessarily mean you have to move down, right? We moved down a little bit here, but we still moved up overall. Stochastics are overbought, which is bullish, and the MACD is crossing above the zero, which is also bullish, for how sideways and choppy it's been. 4 hour time frame here, looking at this. I'm going to delete all this because I don't need all that now. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted it. It takes so long to pull up. 4 hour time frame here, looking at this on the RSI. My expectation is this. Okay, this is thoroughly what my expectation is with the RSI. I think that we're going to come up and reject the overbought zone. I think it's going to look just like that. And if it doesn't look just like that, maybe we miss the overbought zone, but we're going to find resistance somewhere in this area. And compared to where we are now, that would imply a small move up. Small move up still. Not like a breakout move overall. Just because it's not a breakout move doesn't mean that we can't move higher than this high. We could get above this high and still not be breaking out. It could be a fake out of sorts. It could just be a quick little wick to the upside. We get the devil horns of demise and despair. A little M pattern at the top here. Volume's dying off, guys. It's clear, and I mean, this is on BTC USD, on Binance, the largest crypto exchange in the world with the highest traded pair in the world for Bitcoin. The volume is probably the most reliable here. I mean, you can check on Coinbase, you can check on Kraken, you can check on KuCoin. I'm sure the volume is all the same. It's all dying off. And right now, the fact that it's low is kind of okay because you're moving sideways. But here, you moved up with volume increasing. Your volume was kind of increasing this whole time. Now it's starting to taper off. Your volume did increase here, backing up that move, which gives you a little bit of room to still run here. But if the volume continues to die from here, it only validates further what we're saying is that any move up is just going to be something to sell into. So watch for that. Watch for the volume, okay? We might increase from this. You might see a relative increase, and that might back the move up temporarily. But overall, you can see that we're coming to the end of this trend, okay? Overall, you can see we're coming right to the end of this trend. And it's very possible that this was the high in itself. It doesn't mean that we have to go higher. But my suspicion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, my suspicion is that we're going to go a little bit higher. We look at the last, let's look at the last 7 days. I guess we could have kept it at the last 30 days, but I'd like to load it up here. I believe this is the last 7 days. No, that was the last 30 days. Okay. So a lot more longs than shorts. If you go over the last 24 hours, over the last 30 days, over the last week, over the last 90 days, it's all much more longs than there are shorts. Okay. However, there's still a lot of shorts, guys. This is the fallacy of the mind is that, oh, there's more longs than shorts, so we have to go down. Well, maybe inevitably it's going to happen, right? Inevitably there is a reckoning to come, and that's what it means. But there's still a pocket where about $3.2 billion of shorts, 3.2 billion gets liquidated. And all we got to do, we're at 78K, all we got to do is move up like $2,000. That's it. Wouldn't it make the most sense, instead of letting all these shorts make money on the way down, wouldn't the market makers like to take that money from them, hit their stop losses, and then dump? We've seen that before. Sounds familiar, right? That's all I'm saying. That this pocket gets cleaned out if we hit 80K. Or if we get right up against 80K, 79.9K, this pocket gets cleaned out entirely. And the longs will stack on more. So you're getting your cake and you're eating it. Literally. Yeah. It kind of makes sense to me that might happen. And if not the whole pocket, at least something in the pocket, maybe up to something above 79K. Again, I am deeply suspicious of any type of move up from here that might take us above 79K. Meanwhile, everybody will likely be very, very bullish because we've been conditioned. We forget too easily. This whole month has been nothing but sunshine and rainbows, hasn't it? Every time we move up, people think we're going to move down. We're at this point of rejection. We're going to go lower. Nope. And by the way, we were very bullish down here. Very, very bullish down here. And then we moved up. We're going to move down, right? I actually did think that we were going to move down. I thought this was the point at which we would start to move to a lower point. However, we did become bullish right here. So I was bearish at all these highs, but bullish at that low. All right. And then same thing here. I was thinking, all right, we're not going to get above this top. We're going to come down wherever the weekend was. I think I was wrong here. I did not expect this pump at all. But then from this dump, we were bullish, so it doesn't matter. We were bearish at the top, we were bullish at the lows. Maybe not the exact top, but you know what I mean. It rectified itself. It was a bad call because it moved up for a moment, but overall we did actually really good with that position there. And then bullish here, bearish here a little bit, but still questionably bullish, right? The thought was to go. I literally said before we made this move up that we would go to about 79.7K, and we're just shy of that. That doesn't mean that can't be the top. This absolutely can be the top. But the thought here is, again, we've been conditioned where all these moments that people have said, we're going to go lower, we're going to go lower, we're going to go lower, this is it. They've all been so loud. You know exactly who I'm talking about. This is going to be another moment where they're very quiet and the bulls take over and they're very, very loud at the top. We've been conditioned, and at this point I think that it's going to be the downfall of a lot of people in the space. I think this will create capitulation. A lot of people are hinging their bets on 80K, and it's obvious that they are because that's where they all get liquidated. So 80K, yeah, that's the level to watch there. 4-hour time frame, the RSI should reject the overbought zone. That's my expectation. Stochastics, they look all right. I mean, they're kind of sloppy, but whatever. I mean, more bullish than anything. Definitely they are. Why are they more bullish? Well, up here you're living above the 50 and you're staying in the overbought areas, right? Whenever you get up here, look at that, same thing, bouncing off the 50, staying in the overbought areas. Whenever you get down, same exact thing here. Whenever you get to the oversold zone, bounce. You get to the oversold zone, bounce. It's very, very short amounts of time here. Now here you lingered a little bit longer than normal. You weren't getting oversold. You're still getting overbought. So it just overall is bullish, even though you're crossed down here. The MACD is also bullish. I hope it's obvious as to why it's bullish, but it is bullish. You could go a little bit lower. And again, do accept that from here, 77.7K, we could see prices drop to slightly lower lows first. Maybe we go down just below 77K, and then we move up. If we go just below 77K, I can promise you there will only be more shorts to pile on. We get just below 77K, we'll even dip into this pocket a little bit. We'll clear out like $2 billion in longs. Maybe not $2 billion, about $1 billion in longs. But still, maybe that's what we do, and we come up. I would rather, for the bearish effect, I think that it would be more effective if we close this weekend green from Friday. Friday's close was like right here, right? If we could close above that, I think, leaving a gap up, leaving a gap below us, I think that would be more effective for a kind of bearish point of view, but we'll see. Time will tell. At this point in time, it is completely possible. What we have here, we have a very prominent candle with a spinning top at the top. I mean, it is possible that we come back down. This is kind of reversal territory, but that doesn't mean that we're breaking out. Anyways, I want to move on. My head's hurting. Let's move on. Daily time frame here. Daily RSI. We're crowding this overbought area. I mean, we're coiled up in a way, guys, where we should be breaking out, but we just time and time again, we just can't seem to do it. We can't seem to do it. Whenever we're supposed to do something and we can't do it, that typically means you're going to do the opposite of what you're expected. We're at a point where we are completely mature in this ascending kind of channel up here. We're completely mature in this channel up in the RSI. I can't draw a straight line, but you can see what I'm going for. We can break out, and that would just basically be the beginning of what would be a long trek down, likely, throughout the month of May. I'm not quite on board with the whole sell in May, go away thing. I think sell in April, go away might be a better thing. Maybe it'll be sell in June and go away. But I do believe that the first half of May will probably adhere to everybody's bias. We'll probably see all the people who are selling May go away fanatics will be like, see, I told you so. And then maybe the rest of the month we're working our way back up, and it leaves people questioning, again, is this time different? Every time it's May, we sell off, guys. This time might be different. No, there's been plenty of times where we actually top off in June or even July. Sell in June, sell in July, go away has worked out way more than sell in May, go away has worked out. But I digress. We already made that point, I think, in my last Bitcoin video. Stochastics are bullish still. MACD is bearish. We have bearish divergence. I guess there is bearish divergence on the stochastics too, to be fair. Bullish territories on all these indicators. But there is bearish divergence on the RSI technically as well. Bearish divergence on every indicator here. Volume is decreasing as you're moving up higher. It's not a good look, guys. It's really not a good look. And if your thought is, well, we haven't broken out yet, I mean, I think we've attempted to break out and the volume didn't come in. I think this is just completely fake out bull trap territory. This is the tip of the hook here. And I have, for this whole video, I have talked about the price as if it's going to go just a little bit higher. It is completely possible that's the high. And what's coming next, if that is the high, the expectation is when we drop, just like we were at this high, and we dropped, it was swift the first few days. Just like at this high when we dropped, it was swift the first few days. When we were at this high and it dropped, it was swift the first few days. You see it, right? You see how we're at the top and it's pretty swift every single time. When we're at the bottoms, it's not so swift. A little bit volatile here, a little bit shaky there, whatever. But then it gets going. The top, the relative highs, whenever you start moving down, it's pretty swift initially. It can definitely pick up its pace. I don't know if I'm expecting some kind of calamitous event to take place here that takes us below these lows like that. I don't know if May is going to be that extreme. It could be. It really could be. We're in this territory, guys, where a lot can happen, but I'm very confident that whenever we do top off, whether it's here, whether it's in 2 days, sometime this week, I'm very confident that we will just send it below 74K, probably even below 73K, very, very fast. And then methodically kind of work our way down below 70K and maybe even below these levels here as time goes on. I'm expecting that we will be range bound still, even going into the month of May, and that June may be the month that we break out to the downside. It could be that June is a little bit of a recovery month. We see a lower high, maybe we get a double top, whatever, and then July is the month that we break out. But I still expect that we're going to be in this range, this overall consolidation phase, whatever it might look like, going into the month of May here. So hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. This video went on way too long. Take care. Bye.